right, we're back on the record in FECR 153477. Welcome back, jurors. There was a matter we had to take up this morning, so this was one of those times that I kind of warned you about, that sometimes you would show up when you were supposed to and be forced to wait, so I'm sorry for that, but that's what happened this morning. So when we left off, Detective Pope was testifying, and so you're still under oath, and the state can continue its direct examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Detective Pope, when we left off yesterday, we had just completed the discussion portion of the execution of the search warrant at the 270 15th Street Northwest address. I want to show you or ask the court to publish the photos in State's Exhibits 13A through 13GG that were taken during the execution of the search warrant or at the home. Okay?
Yes.
With the court's permission.
So published now.
Can we have the lights? Miss Alyssa's not over there. Thank you. Looking first, Detective Pope, at State's Exhibit 13A, can you tell us what we're seeing in this photograph?
The street markers for 15th Street Northwest and Hinckley Avenue.
The address 270 15th Street Northwest, is that visible in this photograph?
No, it's not.
Okay. In relation to this photograph, are you able to tell us where that home would be located?
I think it's just southwest of that sign.
Is
across
that
the street.
Across the street from
Yes.
that? Okay. And moving on to 13B, can you tell us what we're seeing in this photograph?
That's the entry to the basement from the kitchen.
And 13C?
Going down the stairwell.
Of that same set of stairs that was seen in the previous exhibit?
Yes.
13D, what are we seeing here?
A look into the basement from the bottom of the stairs.
So from the bottom of the stairs, has the photographer or the angle just made a left?
Yes.
13E, can you tell us what we're seeing and what's significant in this photo?
This is the bedroom for Dakota Van Patten.
The bedroom what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
For Dakota Van Patten.
(13F), what are we seeing here?
Just a different angle of that same bedroom. Photographer would have stepped in and turned to the left.
And in 13G?
You can see the TV stand with the TV just at the bottom of the TV stand. There's a clear pair of eyeglasses.
Is there still a laser pointer up there?
Yes.
Will you use that on the overhead screen? It doesn't work on the TVs. And show us the glasses that you're referring to?
They're right there.
And 13H, what has happened in this photo?
It's a closer up photo of the eyeglasses.
And 13I, are we continuing to zoom in on those glasses?
Yes.
13J, it appears that a evidence marker or evidence tag has been placed next to those.
That's correct.
And once the photograph is taken with the evidence marker next to any particular piece of evidence, is it then fair game to collect the evidence?
Yes, it is.
13K, what are we seeing in this photograph?
That is the white-handled knife with a serrated edge that was located inside of the deep freeze that was in the basement.
That deep freeze that was in the basement, just to be clear, was it operational or no?
It didn't appear to be.
And that knife was also collected?
Yes, it was.
State's Exhibit 13L, can you tell us what we're seeing?
It's a storage rack. On the top shelf is the green paracord that we seized.
And 13M?
It's a closer-up photo of the paracord.
Earlier when I asked you about, I should say yesterday, when I asked you about the fraying on the end of the paracord or the rope, whatever we're calling this, after having now seen again 13M, are you able to confirm whether or not one of the ends of this rope or cord have been cut and frayed?
Yes.
And is that this area here?
Yes, it is.
If I remember your testimony correctly from yesterday, you said that this rope drew your attention to it because it was same color and style of the rope found in Mr. Louisma's trunk.
That's correct.
(13N), though blurry, was this a photo attempting to get the rope and the evidence tag in the same photo?
Yes, it is.
And was that rope also collected?
Yes.
13O, can you tell us what we're seeing and where we're seeing it?
We're back in Dakota Van Patten's bedroom. Those are the gray shoes, Nike shoes that were consistent with the shoes worn in the Quick Start video by Dakota Van Patten.
And when you say they were consistent, were you, in doing this search warrant, under the impression or of the belief that these were the shoes that he was wearing?
Yes.
(13P), tell us what we're seeing in this photograph.
Those are the dark gray sweatpants that were believed to be worn by Dakota Van Patten in the Quick Start video.
And 13Q?
The dark green Under Armour hooded sweatshirt, also believed to be worn by Dakota Van Patten at Quick Start.
Yesterday, when we discussed the logo on the sweatshirt that you said was both visible on the actual sweatshirt and in the surveillance video, was that this big gray square with the Under Armour logo in the middle of it?
Yes.
And it's your position that this large logo in the middle of this sweatshirt is visible on later discovered or earlier discovered surveillance video?
That's correct.
13R, we're just zooming in on that same sweatshirt?
Yes.
The location, just for the record, of where this sweatshirt was found, I know yesterday you testified that you weren't the one specifically who located this sweatshirt during the search warrant, but what was the location written on the evidence tag, if you can see that?
It reads basement laundry basket in front of dryer, and then it indicates the sweatshirt was inside out.
Thank you. 13S, tell us what we're seeing here.
That's the front door of the residence, and that is a piece of the green paracord that's basically making up the front door handle or doorknob.
And that rope that's in the door knob hole, would you agree, is also consistent with the rope cord that was found in the basement?
Yes, it is.
What are we seeing in 13T?
That's a photo of the machete that was located under the bed in Dustin Prince and Kendrick Gallegos' bedroom.
And the photograph taken in 13T, is this photograph being taken of that machete in its original location where it was found?
Yes, it is.
13U, what are we seeing in this photo?
It's a black storage case. In the top of that case, you can see a small semi-automatic pistol.
And to the right, would this be like a holster?
Yes.
In this box, does that appear to be some ammunition?
Yes, it does.
Is this the locked container that you testified about yesterday?
Yes, it is.
And if I understood yesterday, you mentioned that when this container was found, it was actually in its locked position.
That's correct.
Do you have knowledge on how investigators were able to get this opened?
Sergeant Abel of the Lynn County Sheriff's Office was able to pick the padlock that was latched on the box.
And 13V, what are we seeing here?
Those items, the semi-automatic pistol, holster, magazine, and ammunition that were located inside of the black storage box.
So at that point, that locked container had been emptied out.
That's correct.
13W, can you tell us what we're focusing on in this photograph?
That's the entry door to Dustin and Kendra's bedroom.
And 13X,
That's a photo of Dustin and Kendra's bedroom from the end of the bed, showing the side of the bed that Dustin would have slept on.
in this photo, are you able to describe for us or point us in the direction where that locked container had been located?
I actually didn't search this room, so I think Sergeant Abel did, so I'm not able to do that.
The machete that was found was under this bed, though.
That's correct.
And in states Y, is this the deep freezer where that white-handled serrated knife was located?
Yes, it is.
13Z, the brown rectangular cubed object in the center of this photograph, is that the foot locker that you discussed yesterday?
Yes, it is.
13AA, what are we seeing in this photograph?
It's a photo from in front of the washer and dryer, just facing the south, and that's a storage closet there with the door open.
So the back of the photographer is up against or towards the washer and dryer?
That's correct.
This wired cabinet or shelf seen on the right side of the photo, is this the shelf where that paracord was found?
Yes.
And then to the left is the storage unit that you were referencing?
Yes.
From this vantage point, where are the stairs that came out of the kitchen?
To the right, approximately 45 degrees.
So off screen, but over here?
Correct.
Okay. 13BB, is this the inside of that foot locker?
Yes, it is.
And the firearm that was located in here, is that the revolver that you noted yesterday?
Yes, it is.
13CC, are we still in that same foot locker?
Yes.
And what is the focal point of this photograph?
The knife and the black sheath.
13DD, are we still in the foot locker?
Yes.
And what are we focusing on here?
That butterfly style knife.
Under the butterfly styled knife, there's a sheathed knife as well. Is that the same sheathed knife that we saw in the previous photo?
No, it's not.
So this is an additional knife.
Correct.
EE appears to be back in the brother's bedroom. Would you agree?
Yes, it does.
And the object that we're focusing on in this photo is what?
The machete as it was found under the bed.
F 13FF. What are we seeing in this photo?
It's a title to a vehicle belonging to Dustin Prince that was located inside the black lockbox to kind of show ownership of whose black box it was.
So as far as items located within that locked black container, was this the only piece of identifying information?
I believe so, yes.
So his car title, his bedroom,
Yes.
his gun.
Yes.
Objection. That last part, that's speculation.
The objection is sustained. The jury will disregard the last answer.
Thank you.
13 GG, yesterday when we were quickly looking through the photographs, I had mentioned or asked you the question as to whether or not everything that was seen in that reel of photos was collected during the search warrant, and you specifically said not 13 GG, correct?
That's correct.
Can you tell us under what conditions or what circumstances 13 GG was photographed and collected?
It was photographed upon making contact with Dakota Van Patten before he went to the Marion Police Department for the interview. It's the gun that he advised us was sitting on the couch before we entered.
And when you say it's a gun, is this a replica of a gun or is this a real firearm? What is this?
It's a replica of a 6-hour 1911 style pistol. However, it's a BB gun or an airsoft gun.
Or an airsoft gun?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it takes.
Okay, but you can say that this does not fire bullets.
That's correct.
Will you clear my screen, Your Honor? While I'm getting my technology, can you tell us, Detective Pope, if as part of your investigation you had an opportunity to review surveillance video that was obtained of the defendant's vehicle around the 17th and 18th of February?
Yes.
If you'll just bear with me one moment here. Can you tell us what type of camera footage you were able to view?
There are traffic cameras throughout the city of Cedar Rapids.
And was this footage something that was provided to you, or was it something that you yourself collected and obtained?
It was provided to me by the Cedar Rapids Police Department.
Once the footage was provided, did you have an opportunity to review it?
Yes.
And did you find information on all of that camera footage that you thought was important to your investigation?
Yes.
Can you recall the date that you reviewed that footage when you obtained it?
I cannot.
If you wrote in your police report that you reviewed it on April 18th, is there any reason to believe that's not the correct date?
No, there's not.
Generally, can you explain what you found in the files that you received from Cedar Rapids Police Department?
On the evening of the 17th, we were able to locate the 2006 blue Honda Civic owned by the defendant, initially on camera at C Avenue and Collins Road. It turns to the east onto Collins Road and continues on Collins Road into Marion, down Collins Road, where there are no more cameras.
Just to interject a question, you mentioned that this vehicle was a Honda Civic. Was it in fact a Honda Accord?
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Okay, so the blue Honda Accord.
That's correct.
If you were, well, let me ask this. When you were delivered the camera footage, did it come in multiple folders that contained separate video clips of cameras throughout specific areas?
Yes, it did.
And can you recall off the top of your head what those 5 separate folders were titled?
Collins Road, Edgewood Road Northwest, Edgewood Road Southwest, Blair's Ferry, and I can't recall the last one.
Collins Road, Edgewood Southwest, Edgewood Northwest, Collins Northeast, and Blair's Ferry?
Yes, I forgot that there was 2 Collins.
Okay. And if you were able to view a map of the Cedar Rapids, Marion, Hiawatha area, would it help you demonstrate or show us where approximately these cameras are located?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state offers 3 exhibits. 1A being a map, State's Exhibit 3 being a map, and State's Exhibit 14.
Any objection to 1A, 3, or 14?
No, Your Honor.
1A, 3, and 14 are each admitted.
With the court's permission, I would like to make a brief record on 14.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, 14 is being submitted as a thumb drive. Contained within the thumb drive are 5 separate and individual folders. Folders labeled 1, Collins Road, 2, Edgewood Road Southwest, 3, Edgewood Road Northwest, 4, Collins Road Northeast, 5, Blair's Ferry. And then within each folder are individual clips. As the state publishes those, I will identify the clips within the folders. Looking first at State's Exhibit 1A, or may I have permission to publish State's Exhibit 1A, Your Honor?
One A is published now.
Thank you. Investigator Pope, this is a map that you've seen before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when you're looking at the map in State's Exhibits 1A, can you show us approximately the location of the first set of camera clips that are found in the folder labeled Collins Road?
I can try. It's pretty small from...
Let me zoom in just a little bit and see if that'll help, okay?
Yes.
Does that help some? Is that easier on you?
Yes.
Show us where we need to be looking. And if I'm seeing what you're doing, you're pointing at the intersection of C Avenue Northeast and Collins Road Northeast.
That's correct.
During the evening hours between approximately 11:17 and 11:20, which direction did these cameras capture the defendant's vehicle traveling?
To the east.
And so that would be to the right.
That's correct.
To give us some perspective on this map, this Collins Road, would you agree, turns into Highway 100?
Yes.
Starts west as Highway 100, transforms into Collins Road, and then the closer you get to Marion, goes back to Highway 100.
That's correct.
Okay. To give us some perspective, this address that's marked just off of Highway 100, 1240 South 12th Street in Marion, whose address is that?
Melody Hoffmanin.
Up here at the top of the screen, this 690 Bentley Drive, is that Taya's address?
Yes, it is.
So between 11:17 and 11:20-ish, cameras captured the defendant's car traveling eastbound on Collins Road towards 100 or Collins Road /100?
Yes.
Okay. The next set of clips that you obtained would have been in the Edgewood Road Southwest area. Is that correct?
That's correct.
For whatever reason, this area of the map doesn't like me zooming in and it turns it white, so bear with me here, okay?
Okay.
The camera footage that was captured on the Edgewood Road Southwest folder, can you give us approximately the time range in which the defendant's vehicle was spotted on cameras in that area?
I think it's close to around 3:15 in the morning, but I'm not sure of the exact time.
If you had an opportunity to review your report, would it help you give us the range?
Yes.
Do you have your report up there with you?
I do not.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
You may.
My report indicates the first sighting of it on Edgewood Road Southwest was 2:56 and 57 seconds in the morning.
And what was the range that in that folder we're going to see that vehicle?
From 2:56:57 to 3:01:42 a.m.
Thank you. And just to be clear, Detective Pope, the clips that are contained within the folders, the file numbers or file names that came over marked, did those file names include timestamps within them?
Yes.
Okay. The first camera that caught the defendant's vehicle at approximately 2:56 in the morning in the Edgewood Road Southwest area, can you recall what street that captured?
Beverly Southwest.
And in looking at this map, are you able to see Beverly Road Southwest?
Yes.
And can you use your laser pointer and show us where we should be looking? That's Edgewood Road Southwest. I'm looking for Beverly.
Beverly is right here and it connects.
Okay. So Beverly goes down and connects to Edgewood?
Yes.
Would you agree that Highway 151 turns or connects to Beverly Road there?
Yes.
If you follow Highway 151 southwest, where does Highway 151 lead you?
Initially into Walford. If you continue southwest, I believe it takes you to Amana colonies.
Right to the Lily Pond area?
Yes.
The folders that are included in those clips that you reviewed, do they follow a path north up Edgewood Road
Yes.
before connecting back onto what road?
Collins.
Collins, which would be Highway 100 turning into Collins. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then what's the final folder that you received?
Blair's Ferry at C Avenue. You can see the vehicle turning onto Blair's Ferry westbound from C Avenue.
If Beverly is this west to east road that hits Edgewood, can you, using your laser pointer, I appreciate your patience. Can you walk us or show us the path in which those cameras captured the defendant's vehicle?
Yes. So initially the vehicle is seen going northbound through the intersection at Beverly and continues northbound on Edgewood. And then we're unable to see it on the Collins Northeast as there was a problem with the file, at least on Edgewood. We weren't able to follow it from the river north. However, we were then able to pick it back up on Collins Road, where it actually turns off on F Avenue, which I believe is right here, but ultimately is last seen at this intersection, turning westbound.
And what is that intersection?
C Avenue and Blair's Ferry Road.
Not looking for specific times, but approximately what time of night is that vehicle last seen on the traffic cameras in that area?
I believe that's closer to 3:15 a.m.
And to be clear, was the defendant then later picked up on surveillance video at a local gas station?
Yes.
A couple minutes later?
Yes.
And are you able to tell from this map approximately where that local gas station is, if this is the last intersection traffic cameras caught the defendant?
Yes, it's the red dot marked 1001 Blair's Ferry Road Northeast.
Right here.
Yes.
Okay. So, may I continue to publish admitted exhibits, Your Honor?
You may.
Opening first the Collins Road folder and going to publish the first file labeled 2/17/2024, 11/17/01. Investigator Pope, work me through this title of this file first. 2/17/2024, is that the date?
Yes, it is.
11/17/01, is that the time?
Yes,
PM indicating that it's time in PM.
that's correct.
And counsel, if you would identify, this is Exhibit 14.
Yes, it is, Judge.
Thank you.
I'm going to pause the video or that clip 5 seconds into that video. Investigator Pope, can you identify at this point whether or not you're able to see the defendant's vehicle?
Yes.
Can you point it out for us? Bottom right-hand corner.
Yes, it's this vehicle right here.
And this intersection is the intersection where?
Of C Avenue and Collins Road.
And can you tell us which is which?
This is Collins Road and this is C Avenue.
When the light turned green, what happens with the defendant's vehicle?
It turns left, eastbound on Collins Road.
Let me identify the next clip. Give me 1 second. Next clip, same date, time stamped 11/17/55.
Yes.
I keep hitting stop instead of pause. At approximately 1 second into this video, would you agree there's a vehicle seen?
Yes.
And is that the defendant's vehicle?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us where we're seeing this, what camera this is?
This is Collins Road. The car is traveling on Collins Road. The yellow area here is Northland Drive.
Still going eastbound
Yes,
towards Melody's apartment.
that's correct.
Third clip, time stamped 11/18/00. Can you tell us, firstly, where's the location of this camera?
It's at Collins Road and I believe Twixtown Road.
And can you identify any landmarks on this road?
This is Chick-fil-A. And this is Red Lobster.
And so right over in the Lindale Mall area?
That's correct.
Stopping or pausing at approximately 11 seconds into that video, the dark vehicle heading eastbound on Collins Road in this photograph, is that the defendant's car?
Yes.
Next clip, time stamped 11/18/36. What intersection are we at here?
I'm sorry, the last one actually was, I think, Lindale, or it was for the mall. This one actually is Twixtown Road, because this is Twixtown Road into the shopping complex on the north side of the road, and this is over here, Lindale Mall.
And
this is Collins Road.
Big bright sign on the right side says Best Buy.
Yes.
So defendant heading eastbound, as we're approaching this red light at the top center of the screen, what intersection is up here to give us some perspective?
That's Collins Road and First Avenue.
Would you agree, investigator, that the defendant's road reached that First Avenue and Collins Road intersection and was stuck at a red light?
Yes.
Can we have the lights dimmed, please? Are they dimmed? Can we have them all the way off? Some of these are really dark. Thank you. The 1836 video that we just played ended in 001. Were there 3 different clips that recorded from that same intersection at that same time?
No, I believe they're all the same clip. Somehow they just got sent 3 times.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Starting the second clip that ends with that same timestamp at 002, would you agree that the defendant's lights are already at that intersection?
Yes.
Would you agree that that recording is broken down into 3 clips?
Yes.
And essentially in the second clip, are we just watching the defendant's vehicle still sitting at that red light?
Yes.
Playing the third clip from that same timestamp ending in 003. Would you agree that the defendant is still sitting at that intersection?
Yes.
Light turned green approximately 13 seconds in.
Yes.
And when the light turned green, what direction did the defendant's vehicle head?
It continued east.
On Collins Road / Highway 100?
Yes.
Moving next to the second folder titled 2 Edgewood Road Southwest. The first clip shown in this folder titled 2/18/2024 at 2:56:52 a.m.
That's correct.
And is this a clip from the Beverly Road Southwest camera?
Yes.
The vehicle seen driving through that intersection at Beverly and Edgewood, were you able to identify that as the defendant's vehicle?
Yes.
And is that vehicle at that time headed eastbound before it turns to go north on Edgewood?
It appears to just be traveling northbound on Edgewood.
That one is going northbound on Edgewood already?
Yes.
Okay. Second video clip within this folder, timestamp 2:57 and 35 seconds.
That's correct.
Is this, or what camera is this taken from?
It's still on Edgewood and Northwest. I'm not 100% sure without seeing my report what intersection this would be.
If your report mentioned that this is at Highway 30 and Edgewood,
That would be correct.
and approximately 5 seconds or 2 seconds into this video, excuse me, the blue vehicle stopped in the middle of that intersection, stopped because I paused it, excuse me. Is that the defendant's vehicle?
Yes, it is.
And is this vehicle still traveling northbound?
Yes.
Third clip in this file, timestamped 2:58:13. What intersection are we seeing in this clip?
Edgewood, Southwest, and 33rd Avenue.
Vehicle seen approximately 2 seconds into the video. Whose vehicle do you identify that as?
The defendant, McKinley Louisma's.
Still headed northbound,
That's correct.
up towards Highway 100.
Yes.
Fourth clip in this, timestamped 2:58:43. Which intersection is this camera going to be from?
Again, I'm not sure what. It'll be Edgewood, Southwest, and it looks like 29th Avenue, Southwest.
From this clip, the right side of the screen is which direction? Would this be northbound on the right side?
Yes.
And at approximately 2 seconds in, the blue Honda Accord stopped in the intersection because I paused it. Whose vehicle do you believe that to be?
The defendant, McKinley Louisma's.
From this camera angle or vantage point, was there anything specific about this clip that drew your attention?
Yes. It appears to be something white on the driver's side of the vehicle. Could be some sort of a logo or something in front of the driver, or it could be the driver's shirt.
Okay. Anything else from this clip?
You can also see an individual in the passenger seat that appears to be a white male.
And I'm going to do my best to pause at a couple of moments during this video. The white that you were speaking of on the driver's side of this vehicle, is that this area?
Yes.
And you mentioned it being a logo or something on someone's shirt?
Possibly.
Possibly. Did you have an opportunity to then view surveillance video from that gas station that showed the defendant and Dakota Van Patten entering it?
Yes.
The marks that you see on the driver's side of this vehicle, were they consistent with the logo that you saw on McKinley Louisma's shirt as he entered into that gas station?
Yes.
Stopping at approximately 3 seconds into this video, what, if any, observations are you able to see from where I've stopped this video about the occupant of the passenger seat?
Appears to be wearing a dark shirt, a white male. Looks like something's in his right hand or maybe left hand, as well as has either dark hair or something dark on his head.
What you see later in surveillance videos from that gas station, was what you see in the passenger seat of this vehicle consistent with what you see as and who the passenger is that gets out of this vehicle at that gas station?
Yes.
And to be clear, who gets out of the passenger seat at the gas station?
Dakota Van Patten.
And the driver's seat?
McKinley Louisma.
Next video clip, timestamp 2:58:59. is this video taken from Edgewood Parkway?
Yes.
To be clear, top left of the screen on this clip, is that still heading northbound?
Yes, and it's still Edgewood southwest. The cross street there is the Parkway.
So cross here is the Edgewood Parkway,
Yes,
kind of left to right?
yeah, I
don't
believe
know.
to the left is Westdale Mall area, and the right is restaurants and other commercial buildings.
Wilson Ave, is that your next clip?
Yes.
And timestamped 2:59:27?
Yes.
The vehicle approaching from the top left of this camera, is that the defendant's vehicle
Yes,
with the headlights right here?
that's correct.
I'm getting a lot of buffering with these videos, so I apologize. Does the defendant's vehicle in this clip eventually pass through the intersection of Wilson and Edgewood,
Yes,
still continuing to head northbound?
that's correct.
Next clip dated 3 o'clock with 22 seconds a.m.
That's correct.
Is this clip taken at 20th Avenue Southwest in Edgewood?
Yes.
And the headlights that are shown in this video, the only headlight shown in this video, is that the defendant's vehicle?
Yes.
Still headed northbound
Yes, it is.
towards Highway 100.
Yes.
Next video dated, or excuse me, timestamped at 3:01 a.m. with 20 seconds.
That's correct.
And what intersection is this video clip from?
I'd have to see the video.
Okay. Are you able to tell from this video?
I'm not. I can't see the sign in this one.
If your report mentions 16th Avenue and Edgewood,
Yes.
would that be this intersection?
Yes, it would.
Would there be a Walgreens over to the right side of the street?
Yes, I believe that's West Side Spirits.
Right here?
There in the photo, yes.
KFC over here on the left?
Yes.
Approximately 4 seconds into this video, the dark vehicle in the middle of the intersection, do you believe that to be the defendant's vehicle?
I do.
And is it still heading north,
Yes.
north on Edgewood?
Yes, it is.
Final clip in this folder, timestamped 3:01 and 47 seconds. Is that at the intersection of 12th Avenue Southwest and Edgewood?
Yes.
The vehicle at the top right of the screen now, is that the defendant's vehicle?
Yes.
And so, just going back to State's Exhibit 1A, that folder that we just watched, would you agree that it started in the area of Beverly and Edgewood and just followed Edgewood Road up past 16th Avenue, past 12th Avenue?
Yes.
And then the next set of videos or clips that you received, was that a continuation on Edgewood Road, but now on the northwest side of Edgewood Road?
Yes.
Playing from State's Exhibit 14, Your Honor, first clip within the 3 Edgewood Road Northwest folder, dated February 18th, 2024, timestamp 3:02:42 a.m. Approximately 4 seconds into this video, are you able to see the defendant's vehicle?
Yes.
And is this intersection at Johnson Avenue and Edgewood?
Yes, it is.
Second clip, timestamp 3:02:58. Is that at E Avenue in Edgewood?
Yes.
On the video or on the screen, are you able to see the defendant's vehicle at this point?
Yes. It's has another vehicle that's caught up with it. It's those 2 vehicles. It's the smaller of the 2 vehicles there. The one on the left or the bottom.
The one on the bottom
Yes.
is the defendant's vehicle.
Yes.
And is this vehicle still heading north up Edgewood?
Yes, it is.
Third clip, timestamp 3:03:27. Does that show the defendant at F Avenue?
Yes.
Stopping at 3 seconds in, are you able to see the defendant's vehicle?
Yes, it's just crossing that crosswalk at F Avenue.
The second video we watched in that clip was at E Avenue, correct?
Yes.
And just to give us some context on State's Exhibit 1A again, can you use your laser pointer and show us where E Avenue's at on this map?
It's right there.
I'm not going to play the clips, but we also have one from Edgewood and O, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then did you collect another one from Edgewood and Ellis Road Northwest?
Yes.
Can you see Ellis Road Northwest on this map?
Yes.
Can you point that out for us?
It's right there.
The next folder that you received, was that titled or labeled Collins Road Northeast?
Yes.
And were there 3 video clips associated with Collins Road Northeast?
Yes.
Can you tell us the first clip in that folder, time-stamped or dated February 18th, 2024 at 3:12 a.m.? What intersection is the first intersection we see in that video?
I believe it's Collins and Council Road.
And are you able to see Council Road on this map?
Yes.
Can you point it out for us?
It's right here. It's right here, and then there's the intersection of Collins and Council.
Is the third video that you have Collins and Rockwell Drive Northeast?
Yes.
Are you able on here to see Collins and Rockwell Drive, or give us an approximation of where it's at?
I believe it's right here.
In between Council and C Avenue?
That's correct.
And then the final clip in that folder, is that at the intersection of F Avenue Northeast and Collins?
Yes, it is.
Where on this map, if you can see it, is F Avenue?
I believe it's right here.
And for the record, I'm going to publish all 3 of those videos in succession. Hard to see, but the street sign in the top right of this, does that say Council Street?
Yes, it does.
Second clip, 3/12/59. Is that the defendant's vehicle that you see there?
Yes, it is.
What happens with the defendant's vehicle at F Avenue?
It turns left or north onto F Avenue.
So while on Council Road, is the defendant heading back east?
Yes.
And when he makes that left at F Avenue, is he then going north?
Yes, he is.
In the file folder labeled Blair's Ferry, how many video clips did you get there?
1.
And can you tell us, or am I correct in that that one clip is dated February 18th, 2024, 3:15:49 a.m.?
Yes, it is.
Before I play that video, I just want to reference back to 1A. Can you tell us or show us on this map where this camera from Blair's Ferry is? approximately?
It's at Blair's Ferry and Sea Avenue.
And if I understood you correctly, that's the last place that the city cameras caught the defendant's vehicle before a few seconds after that he was at the gas station.
That's correct.
To give us some context, the street that the defendant turned left onto, this is Blair's Ferry?
Yes, it is.
Investigator Pope, would you agree that the quickest route, most natural route of travel from Lily Pond back to Blair's Ferry is up that 151 to Beverly where it connects with Edgewood, Edgewood up to Highway 100, Highway 100 over?
Yes.
Essentially the route of travel that the defendant took?
Yes.
I don't have any additional questions, Your Honor.
Cross?
No cross, thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a morning recess then. It'll be about 15 minutes. Have a good break, and please remember the admonition. You can all be seated. All right, we're back on the record in FECR 153477. Is the state prepared to call its next witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may do so.
With the court's permission, the state would recall Detective Pope.
You're still under oath. Go ahead and have a seat. Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Pope, I had a couple of follow-up questions for you. Firstly, was the defendant's vehicle searched?
Yes.
And was that done pursuant to a search warrant?
Yes, it was.
When the defendant's vehicle was searched, was there a bag found in the trunk of his car?
Yes, there was.
And were there several items of evidentiary value found within that bag?
Yes.
Can you describe the bag for us?
It was a mint green colored plastic bag.
Mint green colored?
Yes.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I would ask to republish a portion of Exhibit 14.
Are you ready?
I am, Judge.
Publishing now.
And just to make the record clear, within 14, I am in file or folder titled 5, Blair's Ferry, and going to play the only clip within that folder.
Go ahead.
Investigator Pope, in watching that clip again, and I'll pause it the second go around, but is there anything specific that you noticed or observed in that clip that you wanted to draw to our attention?
Yes, behind the driver's seat, it appears to be a mint green object sitting in the back seat.
In the back seat of the vehicle?
Yes.
And where I've paused it at approximately 3 seconds into this video, are you able to see the mint green object in which you were referring?
Yes.
Can you point it out for us? Just to be clear, when the defendant is later seen on surveillance video, is there anything about his outfit that's mint green?
No.
When the defendant's vehicle was searched mere hours after this, was there anything mint green other than that bag in the trunk that was located within this vehicle?
No.
To your knowledge, during the search warrants that were conducted on the properties, was there anything mint green that was discovered or collected?
No.
And what is your opinion of what that mint green object is in the backseat of that vehicle?
The bag that was later retrieved from the trunk during the search warrant.
I don't have any additional questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Cross.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.